Alright, we've been putting this off for too long.
It's time for Legend of Zelda.
No, Carl, we had an entire month to prepare for this, Carl.
What do you mean?
So
I've seen the gameplay footage, Max. I think I know a Legend of Zelda game when I see one.
Never mind. So, this is obviously Neutopia for the TurboGrafx 16. Came out in 1989, and then it came out in America a year later. And this is basically Hudson Soft's answer to Nintendo's Legend of Zelda.
So here we have Ganon kidnapping Zelda.
It'll all be explained. So yeah, there's been a kidnapping, and now we're arriving at the crime scene to figure out everything.
Oh, you must be Jetsida. Thank heavens you've come. A terrible tragedy has befallen us.
Jazida? Who the hell is Jazida?
Our main character.
Where's Link?
Last night,
The evil demon Death has come to us as we slept. Like a bolt out of the night, he kidnapped Princess Aurora and the 8 medallions.
Wait, do they mean the Triforce
no,
pieces,
Carl.
or...
These are medallions that represent the leaders of our beloved leaders. Wow, I'm not speaking very well.
Who still lives inside us all. Death was our father's arch enemy, and he used his powers to cast our fathers into stone.
Wow, all of our dads.
And all of our ancestors' wisdoms, power, and virtues are contained within the medallions. The princess was only one who could unleash the forces of goodness, and now she's gone. We have news that Death has spread the medallions in his labyrinths and has hidden the princess in his crypt. Use this compass to direct you to each medallion. The power and wisdom of our ancestors and love of the princess will be your reward. As the old and wise woman, I have the power of healing. Come back when you feel weak.
And yeah, there's our story. Princess, 8 MacGuffins, villain, totally not Zelda.
But it looks exactly like a Legend of Zelda game.
Well, it's not. This is a 16-bit game. The original was 8-bit. Okay, so I think this came out sometime after the second game of Zelda, so
when do they play the iconic theme song? You know, the da 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 da.
That's not happening here, Carl.
This is a
But
weird
look, it's
Zelda
our first
game. Oh, it's the old man.
Valuable book of revival. This book will give you the power to return here and to receive a password.
It's dangerous to go alone. Here, take this.
Take this compass to lead you away.
See, it's totally the Legend of Zelda.
Find your way through the mazes of the rooms of the labyrinth. Once you leave this room, head west for the labyrinth. Take care and use all your power. Our hero Jetsida has obtained the Book of Revival.
So what does the Book of Revival do?
We basically need this in order to save our game and receive passwords from the old woman.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you die, you will be booted to the title screen and you will have to start over.
That would suck. How many old people? So is everyone you encounter old in this game?
Most of them.
I am a kind of gentle old man who will help you prepare for your journey. When you are close to the hidden medallion, the compass will sound a signal to alert you. Now go and search out your destiny.
This guy won't even give us his name. I'm not sure I trust him.
Jetsida obtained the boom bombs.
Yeah, we get 4 of them to start with. And over here is the medicine of vitality.
Are you sure this isn't the Legend of Zelda?
Alright, to be fair, I mean, companies have always borrowed ideas from each other. I mean, it's not like Zelda was the first game to ever do something like this. I mean, there was Xanadu and Highlight. Everybody loves Highlight, right?
I guess Ultima to a lesser extent.
You want to read for this guy?
Sure.
If you want to revitalize your life, you can return to the shrine of the kind old lady. You can also obtain a secret password from her. The password will allow you to save your game up to this point and return later to finish.
Oh, it's getting pretty meta
So
here.
if you need to stop, ask the old lady with the large memory to help.
Now, I haven't really touched upon the controls much, and basically like Zelda. I mean, you use the... Or, in this case, instead of the A button, it's Roman numeral 1 to swipe your sword, and Roman numeral B to... I mean, Roman numeral 2 to use whatever item you have equipped here.
What
And,
does a Roman numeral B look like? Senor X, show us.
Now, the compass says that I should move towards kind of the northwest of the map, but I am not going to do that just yet.
Why come? Why come? Pray tell.
Well, once we're done exploring a bit, I'm actually going to journey forth to Labyrinth 2. So I'm going to be doing this a little out of order. And I could completely ignore these enemies, but sometimes they like to drop gold coins.
Another old guy?
There are often rooms that cannot be seen. Sometimes there are passages hidden by heavy stones. Use your power to push the stones. You must be very clever if you want to solve all the hidden mysteries of this world.
So I noticed they made Link look kind of weird in this version.
Carl, his name is Jetsida. They said so in the intro. It's in the instruction booklet, and... Actually, did you even read the instruction booklet?
Well, I didn't think I had to. I mean,
Well-
this game is so clearly The Legend of Zelda. I just kind of assumed that...
Oh yeah, get this. In the instruction booklet, they actually call these enemies Froggers.
Froggers.
Yeah.
And I guess you got tired of crossing the street. LA traffic will do that to you, though. It'll make you crazy.
Oh boy, you want to be this kid?
I hope this will be some help on your long, difficult journey. All I ask in return is that you retrieve the 8 pieces of the Triforce of Wisdom and Power and all of that stuff.
Jetsida has earned 100 gold. Wow. That's pretty generous for a young boy who's probably sick and needs that money for medical needs.
So what's the gold to rupee conversion these days? I mean, has inflation affected the market, or...
I don't know what the difference is between rupees and gold in terms of value. There's no money changer in this game.
Look at the size of that fly.
That dirtbag Dirth and his dozens of evil demons thrive in the subterranean sphere. Search these hollow halls for 2 spiritual medallions that Dirth has hidden within. When you obtain the medallions, the windows of the world will open and you may pass through. Unfortunately, I mean, I can do old women voices, but I can't do female voices to
I
save
was
my
about
life.
to say,
I didn't
the
even
inhabitants
try.
of this world, they all seem to sound the same.
Darn it. So yeah, we got some gold to start out with, and later on we will be using that gold to mostly buy medicine, but occasionally get some bombs.
All joking aside, I just want to point out that this game has a pretty rockin' soundtrack.
Yeah, I was always impressed with the TurboGrafx sound driver or whatever it is they use. I think it has about either 8 or 6 sound channels, so they can be able to add a lot of
of body to their music. The percussion
Yeah.
always sounds really quite good.
If you have defeated all the demons in the room, then you should push the rocks aside.
Yeah, so... Well, that didn't do anything. Let's try it.
Oh.
So you can reveal hidden rooms by pushing rocks.
There is talk of a magical stick that can burn with great balls of fire. Someone in this sphere has access to the wondrous one. What a weapon that would be to fight off Durf's evil army of invaders.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
fire wand works really well against the final boss of this game.
Now, we're actually not too far from the fire one. I'm gonna be getting there pretty soon, and yes, I know a lot of these enemies are pretty much inspired from Zelda games, but again, it's not like anything that we made was ever that. Oh, I need to stop talking.
Gotta focus on the task at hand, Max. Princess Zelda isn't gonna save herself.
Her name is Aurora.
Yeah, whatever.
And just like Zelda, you get this annoying beeping sound. Welcome to my humble home. It is my pleasure to grant you this flame-throwing wand. This weapon will prove most valuable in your fight against the wickedness of dearth. The flames' strength depends on your vitality, so burn those goons before they burn you. Our hero Jetzida has obtained the fire wand. And, like he says, the power of your fire wand depends on how much health you have, and as you can see, our fire is pretty pathetic.
So if you have more health, does the fire travel further? Does it do more damage, or both?
Both, I believe.
Once you enter the labyrinth, you must look for a key to the crypt and the crystal ball. Then follow the guidance of the compass and map to reach the medallions. I mean, the pieces of the Triforce.
Yeah, thankfully, we're not too far from health pickup. I just need to get there. Now, one of the reasons why I decided to play this game is mostly because of the announcement of Konami, who pretty much owns the Hudson Library. They actually made a deal with NEC, the original manufacturers of the TurboGrafx, and they're gonna do a TurboGrafx classic of some kind.
Woo!
I think it's coming out next year, actually.
Yep, because mini classics are all the rage right now.
Yes, and this was one of the 50-something games that are going to be part of the collection. And strangely, they're also including some of the Japanese variants as well.
Didn't we meet this person already?
You look a tad tired. Why don't you rest here for a while? If you get hurt, please come back. I have the power to heal your wounds.
I like how she's furnished her house. She's got a piano, a desk, and a single potted plant.
So currently now I can be able to shoot the fireball.
It's
and it'll come
interesting
back
that
to
it,
me.
yeah, ricochets off of nothing. That's a little different. Who's that guy?
We'll see him on the other side pretty soon. Right. I could probably ignore most of these enemies, but I also want the gold.
So for those of you wondering, no, Max and I do not own a TurboGrafx 16, but we did buy this game on the Wii Virtual Console.
That's right. In fact, that was one of the reasons why we bought one.
It is very confusing to get to the crypt of the medallion from here. You will also be in great danger if you don't have the fire.
Yeah, I already have a kid. And yeah, so sometimes the town folks will give you multiple hints that, hey, maybe you should
So what?
get something good over here.
Why is that kid living in an empty cave?
Well, like I said, the tyranny of dearth has gotten pretty bad. With people don't live in houses, they all have to live in these caves or secret passages underground.
Sheesh. The land of Hyrule is really dangerous these days.
This is called the land sphere. Oh yeah, and what's cool is that your shield can actually deflect some of these javelins that enemies try to throw at you.
So you have to be standing still for it to be effective, or
Or at least face in the right direction.
okay, cool.
Although eventually you will face harder enemies and you have to find better shields. And he's just talking about the wand again.
Everyone's pyromaniacs in this.
Oh, but
freaking
sometimes
land.
there are stairways and hidden underneath the trees. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've done that already, but yeah. what I like about this game, compared to the first Zelda game at least, is that the town folk are actually more helpful.
I'll give you that.
Like, they don't give you anything that's cryptic, they just outright tell you what you need. And it's up to you to overcome those challenges.
So how does this guy leave his house? If like, does he have to plant a new tree every time he goes inside, and does he always have to burn it down to get in there?
Well, all you have to do is just leave the screen and the tree will just pop up and it's right there. Oh yeah, and sometimes when you defeat all the enemies, secret patches will appear as well.
Oh, what a unique gameplay idea. This kid again?
There is a strange monk living in the west of this street. Supposedly, this monk practices a life-giving religion from the Far East. If you ever feel down, maybe you can get some help from this guy and whatnot.
It's all coming together.
Yeah, so even though this guy is telling me I'm going the wrong direction, I am purposely doing this. For power. Alright.
So, do these lizard men work for Ganon, or are they their own nation that's trying to take advantage of the situation?
I'm pretty sure they're aligned with Dirth.
Ooh.
He's the villain of this game, Carl. We saw him at the beginning kidnapping the princess. Yeah, basically, I'm the only one who's actually played this game. Carl knows absolutely nothing about it.
I don't know, Max. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I know a Legend of Zelda game when I see one.
So this
Another old guy.
I am the monk of the Far East who practices the life-giving religion of Alabama. I am only a poor man, but I can raise your vitality by a grade. Now go and spread the good word of the Far East of... Far East Monk of Key.
Key?
Jetsita's life force has been increased by 1 for his brave and valiant efforts.
And now, it's time for me to hit our first dungeon.
Oh, finally.
But I will not be following the compass to get to the first one. Instead, I am going to the second one.
So what's the advantage to going to the second dungeon first? What's your reasoning here?
Well, sometimes you can find better equipment in some of these dungeons. In fact, speedrunners specifically say that you should go to the second labyrinth first before doing the first.
There is talk of a mysterious ring that gives special power to a man who possesses it. The ring can change certain powerful demons into weaker creatures.
Yeah, so it's this ring here that I picked up a while ago. I'll probably use it maybe 2 or 3 times.
So you wouldn't say it's the most useful item in this game?
Oh, it is useful. It's just there's
just
one
too
particular
good.
enemy that you'll eventually run into that will give you a lot of trouble. They're
You
magical.
can pick up items with your sword?
Yep.
Okay, this was game of the year.
Yeah, you can slash cherries and bombs. And especially useful when they go off the screen like that. And ooh, on my first try. Oh, it's the medicine man. You may buy a medicine to cure your wounds. The cost is 200 gold for 1 dose.
Sheesh.
You may carry up to 2 values at a time. Isn't the world of medicine science wonderful?
Wait, what?
I suppose if you can be able to do that much. Did I go up here? I don't think so.
I don't think you've been here yet.
Okay, good. Now I don't need to use this bomb to go up here, but just to show you, You can also find shops that sell the magic ring if you have a hard time finding one. I can sell you this ring that may weaken certain enemies and they cost 250 gold. And mind you, the further you go in this game, the prices will increase. And they also sell uh-oh, I didn't mean to drop that bomb. Oh well, I'll find more.
Do you get bomb drops from enemies you kill sometimes, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a certain... Oh, hello, I am Kenta. I have come from the world down under. All of my people have been ravaged by the bad spirits that have been overtaken us. Oh, how we long for the spirit of goodness that our precious medallions have given us. There must be some way for a man as brave as you to help us regain our virtue.
Wow, sexist much? I mean, why couldn't a woman save the land here?
Well, there was the Princess Aurora, but she got kidnapped. And only she knows how to use the medallions. But they really should probably pass down that...
Yeah, they really should have passed down that
knowledge
to more than one person.
It was
rather short-sighted of them.
I forgot what was in this staircase. Oh, it's the bomb guy again. Oh no, wait. I think I spoke to the medicine guy last time. So this is new dialogue. I can sell you 4 bombs for the price of 100 gold. Expensive, but everyone needs to eat.
Yeah, and this guy has no food in his house.
I'm surprised there's still an economy.
It's an economy built entirely on potions, rings, and bombs.
Alright,
That's gotta be a volatile economy.
do I want to go in there? Yeah, I think there's a bomb pickup nearby. So I can waste a few bombs.
Look at this guy.
Watch out for the brown bricks in the labyrinths. Darth has many traps for you. Actually, I'm kind of glad I talked to that guy because the second labyrinth is going to feature such bricks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of these soldiers first, and
They're pretty brainless, aren't they?
yeah, they have as much intelligence as enemies from other games such as this. You are very close to the second crypt. Are you prepared for all the dangers? My good friend, I cannot allow you to go any further if you do not possess the fire wand. Yeah, I have the fire wand, thank you, sir. Although you would have to be really dumb to get to this point in the game and not have the fire wand.
Why? What would happen if you didn't have the wand?
Well, in more cases or not, the fire is going to be more powerful than your sword. You know, unless you got low health.
Is it possible to beat the game without the fire wand?
I'm sure it's probably possible, but it would also make the game harder. In fact, why am I fighting you guys? I can just burn these trees down.
I wonder if that's a speedrun category.
You look a tad tired. Why don't you rest here for a while? If you want to speed through messages, you hit the 2 button, but you want to have her complete her first sentence, otherwise she will not heal you.
You can skip the healing process?
Yeah.
That's a really strange little quirk in the game.
And if we move over here, bam, there's our first labyrinth. But before I do that, I'm gonna go into this cave that I skipped because the old wise woman is here. Do you wish to have
around.
your password? Oh yeah, and what's cool about this game, it not only includes a password system, but if you had the Turbo Plus booster or a Turbo CD, you can use the file cabinet feature.
Oh wow, 4 saved game slots. That's
Yep,
generous.
and we shall be using slot number 1. Remember that you are always welcomed here. The only problem I have with the file cabinets is that they save the amount of health that you had last. But if you import the password, you'll start the game with full health.
So you don't necessarily want to overly rely on this battery backup saves.
Yeah. In fact, in one of the speedruns for this game I saw, it was used at least once. Alright, this is our first dungeon here. And as you can see, they always start off with the weaker enemies. In this case, bats. And if you remembered that guy from yep.
Wow.
If you're not careful, these things can stab you. And sometimes, I mean, of course, you've played Zelda games before. You go to a dungeon, you go to
So you admit this is a Zelda game.
I mean, like I said, this was their answer to Zelda, since obviously there was no way they were going to get Zelda on the system. Now, I strictly did this because sometimes it will lead you to absolutely nothing, and you will waste bombs, like I just did. Fortunately, I know all of the walls to bomb from here, so I'm not gonna
be wasting too much here.
Yeah, I just wanted to do that once to show you that sometimes this game is not always that nice. Now, I've read somewhere that some of the enemies, at least in the second game, are some of them are borrowed from Bomberman, or at least some of the games.
Does that mean this game takes place in the same universe as the Bomberman series?
Well, it's made by Hudson, anything's possible.
You do get bombs in this game.
You'll have to have a large supply of bombs to go through here. When you get to the end of the room of this labyrinth, use the bomb to destroy the wall. If only you could retrieve the medallion, I'll be set free of these miserable chains.
At least they let him keep his cane.
Yeah.
That was nice of
You
them.
don't want the guy to have hip problems.
So you just picked up a ring there. What does that do?
It's the same magical ring that I picked up from earlier. It takes powerful enemies and turn them into weaker ones.
So if you didn't find it before, you could find it here as well. It
Yeah,
seems like it's impossible to miss out on that ring.
Yeah, sometimes, depending on how many enemies you... Well, I remember that one video on Zelda where they were able to determine how bombs are dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Which proved that the,
Oh, that one speedrunner.
There's that one NPC that said, like, the 8th enemy has the bomb. And at first people thought it was nonsense. But apparently if you killed certain enemies and then in a certain way, then I can't explain it well. I'm not a programmer.
Basically, it's predetermined how to get the bombs.
Yeah, depending on what enemies you kill and how many you kill them, it determines item drops. So sometimes they'll drop bombs, health, this ring, these wings of return, or that hourglass that, I should be using my wand more often.
Yeah, is there any reason to use the sword over the wand in any situation? I mean, isn't it pretty much always stronger and has more range?
I mean, you do pick up stronger swords along the way.
Oh, okay.
And so, not necessary. I feel I'm kind of foolish to have taken that many hits.
Getting sloppy. Hello again.
Fortunately, I can skip you. Oh, alright, fine. I'll use a medicine. I don't like it, but I've only played through this game once, so I'm
a little rusty.
Yeah. Little ring rust. There we go.
How long are the dungeons typically in this game, or do they just increasingly get longer and longer as you go? Like, how far are we in this dungeon?
We're about halfway there, I would have to say. Alright, this is the reason why I came here. Our hero Jadzida has obtained the Bronze Sword. That's blue.
Yeah, why is it blue?
Because it's more powerful.
I'll have to take your word for it.
Yeah, it gets much weirder as you go further with the equipment. What was up here? I don't remember. Hold on.
So how many Neutopia games are there? I know it's a kind of a long-standing series that's been on various computers.
I think there were only 2 games in the series.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I'm getting mixed up with the E series.
Yeah.
Now that's a series that has many, many games.
Alright, now I just found the crystal ball, and what that will do is reveal everything on the map. Unfortunately, they put it kind of near the end of this dungeon, so it's almost kind of pointless to pick it up. I'm actually gonna bomb this wall here, because sometimes, even with the crystal ball, they actually don't reveal secret passages. So it's kind of a crapshoot. Oh man, I'm getting a good amount of gold here.
More boom bombs.
Yeah. It's gonna be useful. Let's see how. Yeah, I shouldn't be too long before we get to the first boss, or the second boss, since I skipped over the first dungeon. Wow, they really want me to use my magic ring, but I'm not going to. It won't be for a long while, actually.
I don't know, the fire wand seems to be perfectly fine to deal with these enemies.
Yeah.
What are these supposed to be? Little worm dudes? Careful, they're blue. They're made of bronze.
Funny enough, I think they call these enemies... Do they call these enemies rope like they do in Zelda? Senior Ekis, check the manuals to make sure. Wow. Now we got these 3 corners here. And you can actually bomb these 2 sides, but they will lead you to dead ends. No special items, so... Here we are, the door to the crypt. Just gotta... Even though I have the key, they won't actually let you exit through the door until you defeat these enemies.
So rude.
Yeah,
Nice.
know why they gave me the warning of that brick, since they're not really used much in this dungeon.
Do they show up in other dungeons?
Oh yeah, a lot more.
Okay.
In fact, there's some brown bricks that you have to push,
Oh,
and
that's messed
some
up.
of them are traps. Alright, so... Yeah, I should be fine. So this is the first boss.
Oh, a
It is
golem.
the stone golem. The strategy is just to stand in the center of him, and no matter what, you'll be able to dodge his explosion of stone pieces, and you can just keep heading to the center of this orb here.
This is how you know this isn't a Nintendo game, because I don't think the Star of David would have been acceptable on a Nintendo system. They always strayed away from religious imagery.
Actually doing much worse than I should be, so let me get in front here, and there we go. And he went boom. And for our accomplishments, our hero Jadzida has obtained the prize medallion.
It's a weird looking Triforce piece. It's all rounded.
You need to find the second medallion before the door to the sphere will open.
Jadzida's life force has been increased by 1 for his brave and valiant effort. And as the old wise woman, she'll be here to heal me.
Nice.
Oh, and you see that? So once I get the second medallion, another path will appear, and it will lead me to the second land that I need to save.
But we're gonna be saving that
For until the next couple of videos. Next time, I will in fact do what the compass tells me to do and complete the first labyrinth. So what are you thinking of this so far?
Well, so far, it seems like a reasonable Legend of Zelda game. I mean, the changes to the character designs and names are kind of weird, but, and I do kind of miss the theme song, but it seems to be playing pretty well.
On that note, tune in next time as I venture forth to the Labyrinth 2 of Neutopia. Well, on that final note, I'm Max Cal, he's Carl Asami, and... Is that the... Carl?
What? I like this song.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Twin Opinion cares about your opinion, and your participation keeps us alive. So share your comments, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel. You can also find Twin Opinion on Facebook or visit our website at asamiarrow.com.